Hello everyone, my name is NewFlowerGirl, but you can call me Demi, and welcome back to another video. Now today I am a little bit sick. I've got a cold, probably. So I'm gonna try and make this video as quick as I can. If there are some random moments where there's just no me talking, then it's just me muting my mic and then just coughing or sneezing or whatever. But yeah, we're back with an after talk. This one was from March, the first week of Formula One racing, and I thought I would do like this kind of background. I thought it would be nice, so let's get into it. What we're going to be talking about? Well, we're going to be talking about the Qatar Airways Australian Grand Prix. We're going to be talking about the Heineken Chinese Grand Prix, which was also a sprint, and the Aramco Chinese Grand Prix. We're going to take a look at the driver standings, look at the constructor standings. I don't have a bingo card this year. I forgot to make one. And that's it. And then where to next, obviously, but I forgot to put that in. Great. So, Qatar Airways Australian Grand Prix. Remember how Bottas was supposed to have a penalty? Well, that penalty got revoked. At the start of this season, it was ruled that all penalties, starting from Australia 2026, all penalties that were given to a driver who then retires for a full season, that then basically gets revoked. So that happened to Bottas, even though he got that penalty before. He got that penalty from Abu Dhabi 2024, I want to say. I don't know. So yeah, we have a new qualifying format. Q1, 6 cars eliminated, 18 minutes long. Q2, 6 cars eliminated, 15 minutes, and Q3 top 10 quali 13 minutes. And I put that in Dutch. Fun fact for you guys. Basically, now we have 12 teams. 12? I wish that were true. 11 teams on the grid, with the addition of Cadillac joining Formula One. So there's a lot more chaos. And I think they're going to change the qualifying format in Monaco as well, because, well, 22 cars on the grid, and then it's such a small track with barely any place to get out of the way. That's just ridiculous. So I'm hoping they're gonna do like the first half of the grid, like one of every team, and then the other ones. I think that would be the case. I think I need to get something peppermint in my mouth because it's getting ridiculous now. Let's see how it goes with the peppermint. I'm so sorry for this, but I had to get this video out. I'm sorry. I should have recorded it earlier. I feel so bad. There was a red flag in Q1. Max had hit the wall. There was rear locking. He hit his hands during the crash, but after medical check, he was fine. I saw that he mouthed something towards towards the fireplay guys, along the lines of, "I can play darts again." So that's good. Max, never change, buddy. Never change. There were 3 drivers with no lap times: Stroll, Sainz, and Max. Well, Sainz had pretty big off. Also, I want to point out that red flag came very convenient for Andrea Kimi Antonelli, because in FP3 he had a big shunt and his car was basically toast. And the team worked so hard to get the car back to where it was, to get the car quali ready, and they did very well. Kimi managed to get into qualifying as well because of this. And I just hit my microphone wires. I'm sorry about that. Out in Q1, Alonso, Perez, Bottas, Max, Sainz and Stroll. Yeah. The reason why Max was on top is because he drove an out lap. That's why. Out in Q2, Hulkenberg, Ollie Behrman, Ocon, Gasly, Albon and Colapinto. Start of Q3 was delayed. Poor Gabby had to be pushed off the track. He had an issue and he was through to Q3 as well, which sucked even more. Kimi got released in unsafe conditions. Team led cooler on the sidepod. Lando unfortunately ran it over and that caused a red flag. Yeah, that stuff is just as dangerous as carbon fiber, as it turns out. Yeah. Russell got pole, Kimi P2, and surprise, surprise, Isaac Hadjar! First time in Red Bull. You can see him right there next to Leclerc on the picture. He's looking good in the Red Bull colours. But he did well at the start, which is good for him. He's proving that that second Red Bull seat is not cursed. And rookie Arvid Lindblad, P9. Not bad. Not bad. Now let's go over the race details. It's going to be very tiny text. I apologize for that in advance. Piastri crashed on the way to the grid. He will not start. There's actually Ring video camera doorbell footage of that crash because it's a street circuit. Yeah. Imagine seeing down your Ring doorbell camera, just a Formula 1 car, sliding off into the distance and crashing. Yeah, that's kind of sad, isn't it? It's kind of sad. I thought I pressed the button, but I did not. Okay. Hulk went into the pits. He had issues, and he would not start the race. Leclerc had a rocket start, already a gap before turn 10. Kimi not a great start, Max 2. Same for Lawson, who almost got rear-ended by Colapinto. Colapinto pulled off the save of the decade. Let me just tell you that. Holy cow, that was like millimeters away from disaster. Yeah. By the end of lap 2, Max was P5. Max is overtake king. Okay? But these regulations are shit. Let me tell you that. Colapinto, under investigation, starting procedure infringement. He got a stop and go. Although he got a, according to the message on screen, he got a Colapinto and go. The FIA is still not awake again yet. By lap 4, there was a battle between Russell, Leclerc and Lewis. So far, very exciting. Yeah, that was pretty exciting, the battle. By lap 8, Max was P10. At lap 9, at the start, Russell had a massive lock-up into turn 1. At lap 10, Leclerc got noted for moving on the brake end, but no action taken. It's just racing. 1 lap later, Hadjar got the good old-fashioned engine poof. So we say it. The good old-fashioned poof. Just a big ball, big smoke coming out of the engine. That's what we call the good old-fashioned engine poof. It's terrible for the engine, yeah, but it looks awesome. That was a virtual safety car. By lap 15, Alonso retired in pits, although he later came out again to do a few more laps and then retired again. That Aston Martin is terrible. It has so many vibrations according to the drivers. Adrian Newey should have just stayed at... Was it Adrian Newey? The guy who designed the Red Bulls the previous years. I think it is Adrian Newey. that he designed the car. He did not do a good job with the Aston Martin. Should have stayed with Red Bull. By lap 18, Bottas had stopped on track near pit entry. Virtual safety car again. Yeah. Lap 21, a Lawson Perez incident noted under investigation on lap 24, but no further action. It's going to be a long video for me, for my throat. I'm so sorry. Lap 23, two of the French drivers had an incident. Also under investigation on lap 24, but no further action. Or just racing so far. This is fun. This is nice. Lap 25, Ocon noted for driving unnecessarily slow. To be investigated after the race. No idea what happened there. Lap 28, Perez noted for ignoring blue flags. No further action. Probably could not get out of the way at that point. And then on lap 34, there was a virtual safety car. Perez lost a piece of sideboard. Yeah. That's not the last bit of Cadillac we see on track. Detached from the car. Lap 39, Stroll retired in the pits. He also later came back out and did a few laps and then came back in. So yeah. Russell wins. Kimi P2 and Leclerc P3. It was a good battle. Max from P20 to P6. I feel another cough coming. I'm so sorry. Okay, I just grabbed some water. I need it. I'm so sorry for this. I should have recorded this earlier. Why am I so stupid? I only got points with Gabby at P9. That's good, eh? Was also good. Ricky Lindblad, P8. He had such a good opening to his season. It's very good for him. It's very promising what he's showing so far. And this is a fun fact. 120 overtakes last year was only 45. How nice to find out. Now we go to the Heineken Chinese Grand Prix, which is a sprint weekend. There went my voice. Out in SQ1, Sainz, Albon, Stroll, Bottas and Perez. Perez had no time. Out in SQ2, Hulk, Lawson, Hulkenberg, Ocon, Lawson, Gabby, Lindblad and Colapinto. Both Red Bull 4 drivers barely made it. Yeah. Can you imagine? Paul for Russell, Kimi P2 and Norris P3. P3. Where the hell was that McLaren? In Australia. Well, one of them was behind the Armco barriers, but we don't talk about that right now. Max P8, Hadja P10 and Ricky Lindblad P15. Albon to start from the pits. Yeah. Kimi and Max both a disastrous start, while Lewis had a rocket ship start and took the lead. That Ferrari with the hybrid, it's powerful, man. It's powerful. On lap 1, Lindblad spun. He managed to get going again after the entire field passed him. On lap 3, there was some Hadja and Kimi under investigation. Kimi got 10-second penalty. Yeah, I don't really know. Oh, Kimi was on the inside and he understeered a little. So yeah. This just proves how 100% the old Lewis is back. And that's a fact. On lap 12, Lindblad boxed to retire the car. He had issues in free practice where the fire extinguisher went off somehow. And yeah, that was just a pretty shit weekend for him, to be honest. My throat's not happy with me today. On lap 13, Bottas retired the car in the pits while yellows are out at T1. Hulk stopped on track. A full-on safety car. First one this season. Several drivers who were on medium boxed for fresh rubber. The track surface in Shanghai circuit is not friendly towards the tires. Let me tell you that. On lap 17, safety car went in, but Piastri overtook Kimi on the safety car line. He gave back the position, so no sanctions needed. Except for the drop the position, but he did that, so. Perez also got a 5-second penalty for a safety car infringement. Probably roughly the same thing or something, I don't know. They didn't tell us. Russell wins, Leclerc P2. And fan favourite at China, Lewis Hamilton. That's nice, right? Lawson and Ollie on all tyres, P7 and P8 respectively. That's nice too. I mean, the only thing that wasn't nice about this race was that Max was just outside the points at P9. Yeah. It's not fun. Rookie Arvid Lindblad P22 DNF, unfortunately. Lots of debris on long straights. It all came from Perez's Cadillac. Yeah, imagine that. And that's not even, that's just sprint. Lindblad retired from quali, a gearbox issue, but it's fixable. He actually went out back on track. Out in Q1. Sainz, Albon, Alonso, Bottas, Stroll and Perez. Gabi crashed near pit entry. Big snap going into turn 16, last corner. He got going again, so no red. I'm starting to think I should have recorded this video with the AI voice again. Remember that video, that how to begin vlogging video, where I did just the audio because I couldn't stop coughing. Yeah, luckily I now know the command to mute my mic. Out in Q2, Hulkenberg, Colapinto, Ocon, Lawson, Lindblad and Gabi. Russell reported having an issue after Q2. And at the start of Q3, he didn't have the upshifts. So he returned to the pits. Kimi pole. Yeah. After his sprint pole last year in Miami, he now got a Formula 1 Grand Prix pole. He's the youngest to ever do so. He's breaking the records here this season. Russell P2 and Lewis P3. Max P8 and Hadja P9. And rookie Arvid Lindblad P15. Yeah, this has a lot of slides. I'm so sorry. There was so much action going on with sprints. 4 drivers will not start the race. Gabi, Albon, Lando and Oscar. Yeah, Oscar's not having fun at all. He only raced in the sprint. Damn. Max once again had a terrible start. We Dutchies were losing hope. Lewis once again took the lead into turn 1. I just spun. Tires are toast. And Ollie almost took him out at the same time. But he didn't. They both were able to continue. And Hadja boxed for fresh rubber. Or for new rubber. Start of lap 3, Max up to P10. Colapinto gained 6 places by lap 5. Now, I must say the Alpine this year has a Mercedes engine, so I should expect more from them all. But yeah, it's going well so far. Lap 10, Stroll stopped at turn 1. Full-on safety car. Top 3 at restart. I wanted to mention this because of what Colapinto had done. At the restart, he was P2. Yeah. Yeah, just imagine that. Last year he was nowhere, no points. And now, after the restart, he's P2. It's crazy, right? At lap 18, there were yellow flags, but everyone was still driving. There must have been some kind of debris or something crazy going on. On lap 19, Gasly Max instant noted for moving under braking. No action needed. For a few laps now, there has been a great battle between Haas, Alpine and Max. Lap 28, Arvid Lindblad spun at hairpin, aka turn 14, 15-ish. I don't know. At this point, during the race, I was not really focused on the race. I was more focused on spending the last few moments with my bunny. We had to put her down after the Grand Prix. I held her for the last few laps, because, well, yeah, she was dying. I didn't want her to be alone, so we got her inside. I held her. She was pretty much barely breathing, but she didn't let go alone, so that's nice. And we said goodbye in a beautiful way. I got a necklace with a bit of her ash in it, and we spread the rest of the ash out on a field. So yeah, that's that story. But I just wanted to point that out, because if I've missed anything, let me know in the comments down below. Now you know the reason why. But I did note that on lap 33, Ocon and Colapinto collided. Colapinto had just gotten fresh rubber. Never saw him coming. Ocon got a 10-second penalty after admitting fault and an investigation. On lap 34, Alonso retired in the pits. And then, for lap 46, Max went slow. He's the final retirement of the race. Where Hadjar had an issue last race, Max got the same issue. It had to happen at some point. But not for long, we have a new Grand Prix winner. And his name is Andrea Kimi Antonelli, or as the podium announcer said, Kimi Räikkönen. Yeah. He said Kimi Räikkönen. They were all so confused. But he wasn't alone on the podium. He had George Russell, his teammate and mentor, next to him, and Lewis Hamilton. Lewis finally got a podium. Yay. Ollie P5, Hadjar P8, and the final point goes to Franco Colapinto. Can you imagine that? He finally got a point. He finally got points. Yay! And Arvid Lindblad, P12. And now we're going to go to the Japanese Grand Prix. Where the news had basically said Fernando Alonso became a dad. Honestly, I thought it was fake because I could not find anything on his socials, but it turns out to be true. So congratulations, Fernando Alonso, on becoming a father. I think Max will give you quite some tips, and Perez is going to give you a lot of tips. Not sure about any of the other drivers if they are parents. But yeah, congratulations. It was unsure if Norris was going to start quali, but he managed to do so. He is on his third battery, which is the final one he can take for free. The next one is a penalty. Yeah, that sucks, right? There was an impeding noted for Sainz and Haja. Nothing came out of it. Out in Q1, Albon, Oli, sad. Perez, Bottas, Alonso and Stroll. I think Cadillac and Aston Martin are currently usual suspects for Q1 eliminations. Out in Q2, Max Verstappen, Esteban Ocon, Nico Hülkenberg, Liam Lawson, Franco Colapinto and Carlos Sainz. Yeah, guess who pushed him out of Q3? Arvid Lindblad. Kimi got once again pole. George Russell P2 and Oscar Piastri P3. Oscar got asked what would make him happy that race, that Grand Prix weekend. You know what he said? Starting the race. It was dry humor, but I get him. Max starts P11. Rookie Arvid Lindblad P10. And let me tell you, Oscar did start. And Max also finally had a decent start to a race. But Kimi, on the other hand, a shitty start. A bad start. On lap 14, Max is having issues with power steering and downshifts. It's always the downshifts with the Red Bull. And always with Max. I never heard Perez or Ricciardo or Albon or Yuki complain with them. Or Lawson. Though Lawson only had 2 races. By lap 16, Lindblad had the warning flag for moving under braking while Kimi and Leclerc fight for P3. Lap 22. Ollie in the wall at Spoon. Safety car. Kimi's onboard showed a lot of debris leading up to Spoon. Replays show Ollie taking evasive action after Colapinto moved to the center of the track. According to Viaplay Race Control, Colapinto was talking to his engineer, and that's why he was slow. Ollie appears to have a right ankle injury. I will explain later what the actual injury was, because I actually wrote it down. On lap 31, the incident was noted but no action taken, which I find very odd because, well, there was so much speed difference, but race control decides, not me. On the same lap, Stroll also retires in the pits. And then Ollie got checked out at med center, no fractions, just a contusion on his right knee. He was limping though. The impact was 50G. That's not the biggest one that we're going to see this season. Let me tell you. This one is going to be mild compared to the other ones that we're going to see this season. Let me tell you. On lap 46, Lewis was noted for leaving the track and gaining an advantage. According to Norris, he had to give the position to him. But Lewis was already ahead of him and not actively battling him. Norris eventually passed him in the chicane. I think Lewis just let him go past just to get it over with. Only to get overtaken by Lewis on the straight. Yeah, that's what saving the battery does. It's just a bit of a cat and mice game. Pretty cool. And annoying. Kimi wins. He's the youngest World Drivers' Championship leader and the first Italian to win 2 in a row since Alberto Ascari. And let me tell you, that was a long time ago. Ascari was like the early days of Formula 1 World Championship. It's like 1950-ish. I think Ascari had an accident in 52-ish, in Monza, which is why they named the last chicane after him. Yeah. And let me tell you, Oscar Piastri, he got a podium. A P2 and Leclerc P3. Russell did not even get on the podium. Max P8 stuck behind an Alpine. They're pretty difficult to pass. But yeah, put Gasly behind the wheel and it's impossible. Yeah. Ricky Lindblad's P14. Now we have a month-long spring break due to Bahrain and Saudi Arabia being cancelled. Yes, those Grand Prix have been cancelled due to the ongoing conflicts happening in the Middle East. Most likely, Qatar and Abu Dhabi are going to get cancelled too. We are not sure yet. We're going to wait to see. Most likely, if you had tickets to those Grand Prix, you would have gotten your money back. I'm sure of it. So yeah, and most likely, I hope not. Baku is gonna get cancelled because it's pretty close to Iran. I hope not, because of personal reasons for myself. That Grand Prix in 2024, my grandpa passed away after the at the end of the race, so it feels weird to say, but it's kind of like a little connection I have to him. It's kind of like a Grand Prix where I feel close to him, you know. It was his last moments on this earth, so I don't want that Grand Prix to get cancelled this year. I know it's a shitty street circuit, but I need it, you know? I don't want it to be gone. And now we go to drive standings. Here it is all on screen now. You can take a look at it while I take another cough. My throat is really not happy with me. And now we move on to the constructor standings. There are only 2 teams with no points, and that is the usual suspects. They are out in Q1. Cadillac and Aston Martin. But yeah, I'm done with the full name of of the Racing Bulls. I'm just gonna put Racing Bulls. So yeah. Here it is. It feels weird seeing Alpine above Red Bull Racing. It feels so odd. So yeah, where to next? Racing in May. Let me make that very clear. We're gonna go to Crypto.com Miami Grand Prix, 1st till the 3rd of May. And then we have the Lenovo Grand Prix de Canada at the Gilles Villeneuve Street Circuit. That's a hybrid. Is it a hybrid or street circuit? Or a full-on circuit? I don't know. I think it's like either a hybrid or full street circuit. But it's called Gilles Villeneuve, named after the legend himself. But that's the racing that happened in March. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. My throat certainly did not. Let me tell you that. But that's it from me for now. Leave a like while you're at it and subscribe if you're new. But that's it from me for now. And I shall see you guys in another video. Goodbye!